Hi everyone, this is Neel Raithatha, consultant audiologist and director of WAXscope. Thank you for joining me in my latest video using the WAXscope. We have here a patient who attended with a fully blocked left ear, as you can see. It's very dark and dense earwax, and the surface of it was quite soft. So I'm just using our medium-sized specular. I'm going to get the wax in focus. And I'm going to commence with microsuction, but I think I'm also going to use the Rycorette here as well. And I've decided to reach for the bottom there just to see if I can lift it, raise it off the floor of the ear canal. And I'm just going to go back. Typically, with a wax plug like this, if you detach it from the canal walls, especially from the bottom, the base, it just loosens the plug and it makes it a bit easier to remove. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be using some medical grade olive oil because, as you can see, the consistency of the wax doesn't really lend itself very well for both microsuction and a correct, because when I use the correct, as I am now, although I do remove a little bit, it's going to spread this soft wax against the bottom. So the idea with the olive oil is to help to bind this wax together, almost coagulate it, so it's a bit easier to remove. So I've got a fair size there, and here's the oil. So I'm just going to see if I can wriggle this out. So I've brought it forwards, it's past the second bend now, it's in between the juncture of the first and second bend. This part of the ear canal is the narrowest section, it's called an isthmus, and there's also a second narrowing, a second isthmus a bit deeper in the ear, about 0.5 centimetre away from the eardrum. So I'm just using the speculum to dilate the entrance of the ear canal. Again, I'm just going from the bottom, try to lift and also wriggle it at the same time. There is a bit of a skin adhesion in the distance there, which is kind of holding it against the canal wall. It's playing tug of war, so to speak. So with the speculum, I'm just using that to push the hairs out of the way so we get slightly better optics. I'm going more to the back section of the ear canal now, so that's the posterior section, and now to the roof, and I'm just trying to loosen this all the way around the perimeter. When you've got a dense piece of wax like this, you either prefer it to be a bit softer so it comes away easier, or conversely a bit firmer. If it was a bit firm, I could get a hook in there, or even with suction, you'll get a better suction grip and then extract it from the ear. So it's just this type of consistency. I would classify as a type 5 or type 6 maybe. So you can see those skin adhesions, it's enveloped the wax plug. I'm lifting it off the floor. Quite a strong skin adhesion there. And the reason why this wax is quite dark in colour, it's been there for a while, it's oxidised. So the darker the wax, generally speaking, the longer it's been in the ear. Freshly secreted wax is more of a beige or a light orange or brown colour. And you can see amalgamated amongst the wax plug is these hairs. So these hairs line the outer third of the ear canal, the cartilaginous portion. They have several functions. They help to protect invaders, so insects, for example, from entering the ear, especially at the entrance. So nearer to the entrance, these hairs are sticking outwards a bit deeper in the outer third of the ear canal. They're a bit more flat. So these are called terminal hairs. You also get different type of hairs called vellus hairs. So vellus hairs we almost find all across our body. They're almost invisible. Vellus hairs help to secrete sebum, so attached to the hair follicle is sebaceous glands, which is an oil lipid secretion. But vellus hairs are also very important in terms of warmth, thermoregulation. They trap air in between the little hairs. They then warm, and it keeps the body temperature at a nice warm temperature, so at 37.9 degrees, or is it 36.9, sorry. Terminal hairs have a different function. They're more protective. And when you've got a lot of hairs, terminal hairs around the ears, we call that auricular trichosis. They're more prevalent in males, older males. That's because the ear becomes more sensitive to testosterone later on in life, which then induces additional hair growth. So in our younger years, for males, the hairs are less prone to the effects of testosterone. They're become more desensitized, but as we get older, they become more sensitized to testosterone, which causes thicker hair growth and additional hair growth. So I've got the outer third out, I would say. This is a bit deeper in the ear. I'm just going to change the focus slightly. Again, because it's stuck to the canal, these skin adhesions, I just want to separate it. So I'm just pulling down upon it. It's quite, because it's another way of describing the consistency of wax. It's quite glutinous. So what I mean by that is when you suction it and trying to pull it away, it almost stretches. It's like caramel or fudge. So now once I get this wax plug out, you'll see the ear canal is quite narrow. It's not evident at the moment, but deeper in the ear, it's generally much narrower, and it's very likely trap this plug in, so I'm having to tease it away. And again, I'm using these little wriggle movements to help me do that. And at the core of this wax plug, you can see there's a lot more hairs there where the suction probe is at the moment. So it is coming forwards. This is where the olive oil really helps. It helps to soften the perimeter of the wax plug, softening it slightly so it can then squeeze through. It's like when you've got a ring stuck in your finger, you can use some soap to provide some lubrication. So with the WAXscope, you can see it's very highly magnified. There's always a trade-off between magnification and field of view. So with the endoscope, which if you want to watch the endoscope, I've got a dedicated channel on the endoscope, the iClearScope. An endoscope's main USP is its wide field of view. And if you want magnification, you happen to have a trade-off with the amount of field of view the endoscope can provide. But with the endoscope, you can just insert it deeper in the ear if you need to get additional magnification. With the WAXscope, it's like an ENT operating microscope. You've got this high-level magnification. So the more magnified an object is, obviously it's closer to you, which means you're going to see it from a more central view as opposed to a wide field of view. So the whole purpose of developing the WAXscope was to provide this additional magnifications. And that's for the reason, if specialists are not able to use an ENT microscope or an endoscope, they often revert to head-worn microscopes, or what we call loupes. And the main issue with those is that if the wax is near the entrance, yeah, they're fine, but deeper in the ear, they need more magnification, they can't really provide it. So the WAXscope is designed to overcome that limitation. So I'm just dilating the ear. So this is near the first bend. We know we're near the first bend because you can see those hairs there. But once more, it's just quite soft, but I managed to get a sizable chunk out there with the correct. And I'm just purposely going to the back part of the ear canal. I'm going to separate it from the canal wall. And it's also lifting off the floor. I'm going to just tease this out slowly. So I have got a still image of this particular case. So if you wait till the end of the video, you'll see that. So if you are an ear care specialist and you want to get trained in using the WAXscope, feel free to email info@clearwax.co.uk. So we're almost there now. So another sizable piece. You can really see the detail of hairs with the WAXscope, which you can see it less so with an endoscope. So it's going to dilate the ear, going to get the eardrum in focus, and there we go. I've got a beautiful view. You can see all the blood capillaries, vessels supplying the hammer bone there. You see just how it's like a valley there, so it's very deeper you go in the ear, the narrower it becomes. That's all the contents of the patient's left ear, so it's quite a sizable removal. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video, guys. Take care, keep well, and speak soon. Bye.